My name is Falk and this is Lowcoder. Our aim is to provide you the very best, most modern and versatile application development platform that exists. And so we develop a lot of features. Every some weeks we release and magic functions appearing everywhere. Some of them we really need to describe, and therefore here's our series of tutorial videos so you can access all the value that is already possible and find also the magic hidden functions that are already offered inside of our platform. And now let's start. In Lowcoder we have this left side menu and there's a lot of functionality in it. We look for the moment in the so-called application state. That is pretty much how your app feels right now, which data it has, which status are the components and so on. This is a hierarchic display. So you see my table here is inside of a container. And therefore, you can open and close this list here, for example, and see what is inside of containers. But more important is this small icon here. It's very helpful because here you get access to the actual state data variables that this component offers you. So let's, for example, look in the first table here. You see there's a lot of data that the table offers you. For example, which row is currently selected, which data is in. So you can exactly look inside what's going on in your table, and you can make use of this data that you can access here. You see there's a small icon to copy it at the side. Then you can have individual values, like this is only the index 0. Or if you have an object, what is like the selected row, a whole object including its childs, you also can copy this whole structure as a JSON. And then in an editor, you can research what it's all about, or you can make use at some other places. That is quite handy to see exactly inside of what happened. For example, we had quite frequent how I should use the filter by data, because it's not so completely clear how you would control it via JavaScript, the filter of a table. It's possible. You just would need to have this object that is here, the filter object with stack type, and then with the array of these actual filters and their settings. And now you can just copy it here as an object, and you can take this in your further JavaScript to, for example, deal directly with this filter structure. And so any component will show you all the data that it's exposed, we say, that is delivered to you in this small dialog here, and you can then see and make use of this further data. A bit more down, next to the visual components, is this modals. That is everything that you cannot see at the first moment, but only if it appears. Still, you should access. And here, for example, is the only place where you can delete this modal. So it's not to see if it's not open like now. So if you have this modal here activated and you press delete, it will delete finally the modal from the application. And this same is for anything like drawer that you also only see when you activated it by a button and so on. So this is this section here. Then we have information about all data queries in the application. We have here, just for demonstration purposes, all data queries as temporary state. So we can copy this app and you can look for that without having the data source itself. So put everything inside. And then I can look into this data query, what it did in the past, which value it has now. And when you have a complex SQL data query or an API data query, then you see all states of this data query, when it was called, which data came back, which HTTP status, and so on. So this all is here in data queries. And then last, we have the global variables. That means things that you also can access from everywhere in the app when you have access to the JavaScript notation, the handlebars. And this is everything about the current user, me, which ID I have, where is my avatar picture, which language I have in the system, and so on. You also have access to local storage. So you can set and retrieve values from there. We built a screen info data. It's quite interesting and relevant if you would like to make responsive layouts. This screen info gives you information by the size and the height of the current window, not the screen, but the browser window could be different from that. And it gives you an indication if it is therefore desktop, mobile, or tablet. You see this here. So you can take this data dynamically, change application display of components or how you sort them, how you order them. That is quite handy. Also, it gives, if a theme is selected, the possibility to see inside of this theme and the settings of this applied color theme or styling theme for your application. And the very last, you have this URL object. That means exactly what is in front here. When we have parameters, they also will be to see here in this URL object as soon as we make use of them. So these data are all to access and to copy as soon as this symbol is to see here in this small dialog as we see. We hope you enjoyed these tutorials, and if you like it, please like it. Share it with your colleagues, with partners and other people that may be interested to create apps really fast.